Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at what it means to be a truly advanced user in the crypto economy.
hmm
Because for so many of you, I think the dilemma really pulls in two directions. First, how do I maximize the capital I have in these, volatile markets?
And then the second part is, how do I actually bridge that wealth back into the real world? How can I use it?
Seamlessly, right. And that dual challenge is exactly what we're digging into today. We've got sources that go deep into DeFi optimization, what we're calling yield farming 2.0.
And then we have a really focused look at the fintech side of things, specifically how new players are turning a crypto balance into, actual global spending power.
So our mission today is pretty straightforward. We're not just going to summarize things.
No.
We want to build a practical roadmap so you can decide which of these advanced strategies and which of these tools actually fit your own goals.
Exactly. It's about getting beyond the basics. We want to equip you with the knowledge to make some smart, really nuanced decisions in a space that, it's just constantly shifting.
Okay, let's unpack this. We absolutely have to start on the earning side. Because if your plan is to spend your crypto, you first need to make sure that capital is growing efficiently.
And resiliently, especially now. When you factor in the volatility or even a long bear market, the old strategies just don't cut it.
You mean just dumping tokens into a standard 50-50 liquidity pool?
Yeah, that's just background noise at this point.
Yeah.
The sources are really clear. You have to move beyond that basic liquidity provision. It's a necessity.
So this is more of a proactive approach.
It is. You're engineering your position so that volatility becomes an opportunity, not a threat. Welcome to Yield Farming 2.0.
And what really defines this 2.0 approach, it seems, is a laser focus on capital efficiency.
That's the key. Generating consistent passive income without needing a massive balance sheet to get it done.
So our research points to three key strategies that kind of represent this shift.
Right. They definitely take more active management, but the rewards, just in terms of how your capital is used, are so much higher.
Okay, the first one seems like it fundamentally changes the game, especially for smaller providers. Concentrated liquidity. For anyone used to the standard pools, your assets are spread across this huge price spectrum, right? From 0 to infinity.
Which means most of your capital is just sitting there, idle.
No.
It's waiting for some extreme price move that might never even happen.
But concentrated liquidity lets you focus your entire position within a really narrow price range, let's say for Ether, between $1,900 and $2,100.
And the implication there is fascinating. You're putting your funds exactly where most of the trading volume is actually happening. You're maximizing your capital efficiency.
So a smaller provider, if they're active in managing their range, can now earn the same fee revenue that used to only be for the whales with massive capital.
It does level the playing field, makes DeFi more competitive.
Yeah.
But, and this is a critical question for you to ask yourself, what happens when the price suddenly moves out of that very narrow range you've chosen?
That's a great point. Because if the price moves out of your range, your capital just stops earning fees.
And it automatically converts entirely into the asset that's now less valuable.
Yeah.
So you take on all of that opportunity cost.
It demands constant active management. It's not set it and forget it.
Absolutely not. And that increased complexity is the trade-off for the efficiency. But for someone who wants stability more than high maintenance efficiency, the sources point to the next strategy.
Right. Stablecoin farming, I appreciate that the sources frame this as the dedicated, quote, low-risk passive income play.
Yeah, it's an acknowledgement that not everyone wants that volatility or that constant maintenance.
You're using stable assets, things like USDC or USDT, so you're minimizing your exposure to the big market swings, but you're still getting a yield from lending or stable swaps.
And this brings us right back to the risks of volatile pairs. If you are trading them, you have to deal with the biggest headache for any liquidity provider.
Impermanent loss.
Exactly.
It's a term that sounds way scarier than it is. Maybe we can use an analogy.
Go for it.
It's basically the loss you face compared to if you had just held those two assets in your wallet instead of putting them in a pool. It happens when the prices of the two assets shift a lot.
And that leads us directly to the third advanced strategy from the sources, delta neutral strategies.
This is the really specialized technique for hedging against or, neutralizing that impermanent loss.
Right. You're balancing your DeFi position with some external leverage trades, usually short positions, to neutralize your exposure to price moves.
So you're long in the pool and you're balancing that with a short position somewhere else.
Exactly. The goal isn't to guess the market's direction. It's to eliminate that directional risk entirely, so you can just focus on collecting the fees.
It is extremely sophisticated. But what's so interesting is that even with all these powerful tools, the sources really stress that strategy comes second to just fundamental due diligence.
Yes, we have to talk about identifying sustainable yields versus unsustainable APYs.
Ah, yes. For anyone who's chased those crazy triple-digit APYs only to watch their balance just, disappear, this distinction is painful, but it's so important.
So why do they fall off a cliff? They're almost always built on inflationary token emissions. You're not getting paid from real revenue, like trading fees.
You're being paid with the network's own token.
Right. Which is being minted and handed out like crazy. As more of that token floods the market, the price drops, and your yield just collapses with it. Sustainability is everything for building resilient wealth.
Okay, so if we've got our efficiency strategies and we're focused on sustainable yield, we still have to keep the capital safe. What does advanced risk management look like now?
The sources lay out 3 mandatory protective measures. First, protocols have to undergo stringent audits.
Looking for bugs, loopholes, anything a hacker could exploit.
And not checking for a recent reputable audit is just, well, it's financial suicide.
Second is seeking out insurance options.
It's still a new area, but some DeFi protocols or insurance DAOs offer coverage against smart contract exploits. It's an essential layer if you're deploying large amounts of capital.
And the third, the simple but powerful one, diversification.
Right, and not just across different assets, or different chains, different protocols, and crucially, different strategies. You never put all your eggs in one basket, no matter how good that basket looks.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because once you've built this resilient, efficient digital wealth, the biggest hurdle is still there. Utility. How do you move it off-chain without crazy fees or delays?
This is the disconnect. You have an optimized digital wallet, but you can't buy a coffee. You can't pay a supplier.
So we have to bridge crypto and traditional finance.
Exactly. We're shifting from the abstract world of DeFi to the very tangible world of fintech integration. And that's where services like PintoPay are trying to position themselves.
Their whole purpose is solving the spending problem.
Right. They let you spend crypto, just like cash. They use the infrastructure we all know, Apple Pay, Google Pay, or a physical card.
And these cards are backed by a secure neobank infrastructure, so you get instant use cards for everyday purchases using the crypto you just earned.
And looking at the product details, there's a clear focus on making it cheaper and easier for the user. The cards are Visa and MasterCard.
And they've cut the fees pretty dramatically. The fee for their virtual card was reduced from 25 USDT down to just $12 USDT.
That's a big drop. And maybe more importantly for an active user, the deposit fee, what it costs to top up the card, they cut that by 25%, from 2% down to 1.5%.
Those fee reductions tell me the tech is maturing. It's scaling. But while the case for you, the listener, is pretty compelling, spend your yield instantly, the real structural impact is on the B2B side.
This is where the model pivots. PintoPay isn't just selling cards to individuals, it's selling the infrastructure to other businesses.
So they can issue their own branded cards to their own customer. We're talking white label solutions or direct API integration.
And the incentive structure is what makes it a really powerful B2B play. Partners earn a commission from every single card they issue and every time that card is topped up.
So it hits 2 big business goals. It creates a whole new passive revenue stream.
And it strengthens customer loyalty because you're embedding this incredibly useful service right into your own ecosystem.
And the sources gave a fascinating forecast for what a partner could earn. Let's take a moderate scenario.
Yeah.
Say a partner has 1,000 active users.
Okay.
And each user spends about $1,000 a month through these new cards. That's $1 million in monthly transaction volume.
Based on that $1 million volume, the forecast estimates the partner could see between $10,000 and $20,000 in monthly income.
Just from commissions.
From a 1% to 2% commission, yeah.
So wait, if the volume is $1 million, why would an infrastructure provider like PintoPay give up 1 or 2% back to the partner? I mean, doesn't that cut right into their own margins?
That's a great question, and it really gets to their strategy. It signals they're not trying to capture all the revenue directly from the end user. They're incentivizing distribution. They're turning every partner into a highly motivated sales agent for their infrastructure. It's all about creating a network effect for rapid adoption and scale.
That completely reframes the decision for a business. It's not just, should we offer this service? It's, should we create this new passive income engine for ourselves?
Exactly. But for a business looking to plug this engine in, they have to decide how. And this brings us back to that decision framework. The sources remind us there's no single best option.
It all depends on your tech setup and your branding goals.
Precisely. And BitoPay lays out two very distinct paths, and the cost difference is, well, it's significant.
So let's look at the lean option first, the API solution.
The API solution has an entry cost of $9,500. This is really for projects that already have their own apps built, maybe using their own crypto wallets. They just need the raw card issuing function.
But you get what you pay for. There are some serious trade-offs for that lower price.
It's tech only, no built-in client interface, no custom branding, and technical support is limited to L2. It's for the builder who wants speed and raw function.
Okay, now compare that to the white label solution. The price on this is $30,500.
A massive jump.
Yeah, that's an extra $21,000. Is that premium actually worth it?
For a lot of businesses, yes. Because this is for the partner who wants a solution that's ready to go from the box, as the source puts it.
So what does that extra $21,000 get you?
It buys you a fully packaged product.
Yeah.
You get a built-in client interface. You get full L1 and L2 support, so customer service is handled. And critically, you get to apply your own custom branding to the whole experience.
And it throws in some unique features too, right?
It does, like a specialized Telegram mini app, which can speed up deployment in communities that are already on Telegram.
So the decision isn't about which one is better. It's about your budget and your timeline. API is cheaper, but means more work for your team. White label is more expensive, but it's an instant total solution. So what does this all mean?
It means the crypto ecosystem has matured way beyond just HO dealing. We've basically mapped out the entire life cycle of advanced digital wealth.
On one side, we showed how you can strategically optimize your assets with things like concentrated liquidity and delta-neutral hedging. You're moving from just passive holding to active, resilient earning.
And on the other side, we showed that crucial bridge to the real economy. By using infrastructure like PintoPay, businesses can create their own reliable revenue streams, making crypto tangible, spendable wealth.
This deep dive gives you the full landscape. It should empower you, the listener, to move from just being curious into making active decisions.
Right. Whether your focus is on maximizing your own personal wealth or on expanding your business into this new digital spending frontier.
And that's the ultimate goal, right? Moving from theory to practical, profitable application. The very structure of personal and corporate finance is being redefined by this level of integration.
It truly is. And consider this as you move forward. When these high-efficiency earning strategies, this yield farming 2.0, are seamlessly integrated with global spending solutions, how does that fundamentally restructure the very idea of money flow and value creation for a business born in the digital economy?
A question worth mulling over until our next deep dive. Thanks for exploring these critical sources with us. We'll talk to you next time.